Today I'm here to give some few updates. As we know, we are ending the year 2020. While we are ending the year 2020, I wanted to point out few important updates or concerns or questions people have been pointing out or asking me through questions through in the comments or other ways they've been mentioning on Twitter and other places. They want to know some answers, and these are some related to the immigration, and some are related to the presidential election here in the United States, and some they are related to overall life here in America. So, and I will start with the pointing out some few questions people have been asking in the area of immigration. Number one will be about the issue of immigration suspension. We know that there was presidential proclamation back in April 22nd for 60 days suspension of it was only on immigration or immigrant visas only. Then in June 22nd there was another extension for 6 months until the end of this December. So what will be the status of that? Because we are in December, ending the December, we have almost less than 10 days to almost 10 days to end the December. So will the President Trump and the Trump administration go to take out to end that particular proclamation, and that means the people who are under the immigrant visas and some of the non-immigrant visas like H1 visa, H visa, some of the L or some of the J1 visas were into that category because they pose a big threat to the economy according to the presidential proclamation. So what will be that status? And the point is, what if that is going to be removed? Just like the first assumption, what will that mean? I know the other part of this video will be talking about people who have been waiting for the DV lottery interviews. We are waiting. Everybody is asking, when the interviews start? Is it going to start in January? We are expecting to start in January, but basically it will not be in January. I'll explain to you why. That is another point I want to point out on this particular video. And the last part of this video is related to presidential election in terms of when the new administration comes in power. For those who do not know, usually the president becomes the real president by January 20 according to the Constitution. But there are a few things in between here and January 20 has to happen. Number one, obviously we all know about the electoral votes has happened on December 14. Then there is January 5th. There is something happening in the election of Georgia, the 2 Senate seats. People didn't reach 50%, so there is a rerun for that. That is a very key to the next administration because so far Republican is leading in terms of the number of Congress. I mean the number of members of Senate. So if Democrats win, there will be a balance, and then that means it will be easier to make to pass certain things because currently Democrats are the one dominating or majority in the House of Representatives, and if they are majority in the Senate and they have the president, you can pass almost everything. But if they don't win, that means Senate will continue to be under Republican, and that it will be another way about how the politics is. To pass the things, it has to be by partisan approvals. So I will talk about that one, and that one will determine whether the president will be able to pass so many things or not to pass so many things. And that even currently you see there is a big challenge when something comes from one part and the another part maybe doesn't want it. So all those kind of things are related to overall what will it be like the travel ban, because people are talking about the travel ban, like the 13 countries which were in the travel ban. Will those be removed by the new administration? And I'm having there is a leaked audio, or the President Joe Biden had and Kamala Harris had the meeting with some of the people, civil rights movement and the civil leaders, and one of the audio, whether it's leaked or they put on the media, I don't know, but he was talking about how he'll be able to use the presidential the executive order. So that has to do with whether it will answer the question of executive order to be used to remove or to end some of these kind of immigration orders, which are very, very important. So, sorry, I've talked to so many things at once up to this moment. I'm sorry for that, but let me go back where I started. So, number one, I talked about the immigration. I mean, number one is the immigration suspension. It's supposed to end of December. So, what is supposed to be done? The Trump administration has two decisions to make. One of these two decisions, they have to make this decision. Number one decision is either to extend the travel, the suspension, or to end it. And how do they make that decision? So let's go to how did they make the decision in the first place. There are two important departments here. Usually they work with the White House to make this decision. Number one is the Department of Labor, and number two, Department of Homeland Security. These two departments are the one advising the president what kind of measures to take. So they looked at that time, they looked about the job, the unemployment, how many people lose jobs. So that was the number one area they looked at. And then they came up, okay, if we stop immigrant visas, because immigrant visas, people are coming here directly to live here on a permanent basis. And then on June 22nd, they said, no, we need to extend also non-immigrant visas, but those type of visas, people coming here to work. Because if we stop these kind of visas, H1L, some of J1, people coming to get jobs, that means it will help us to create more jobs, for people to have jobs. So that was the original intention. So if that was the original intention, so the question is, what is the status? Because the Department of Labor and the Department of Homeland Security, they have to advise the president whether the current job market, unemployment, and the possibility of opening up the economy, how does that work at the moment? And is that a good thing? That means now it is not a very big challenge compared to the previous time. So this is my initial my initial opinion. Is not the fact, this is the opinion. Basing on the trend of unemployment, it was very, very high. The number has been going down. So by October, there are over 11 million jobs created, or people, even like right now, the number of jobs, people are losing jobs is not high like previous we used to see during between March and June, July. At that time, it was very, 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 very severe. But now, and especially with the like states, I mean, overall as a country, have been able to manage the issue of the COVID itself, but also coming up with this vaccine and so many regulations operating the business, whatever, everything. So there is a big way of managing, and we don't see a lot of big unemployment compared to how it used to be. Like within like a month, you find out like a couple millions within 1 month, or within a week, it's just like it was very, very high. But now we see there is a very good indication of the economy is doing much better compared to if you look 4 months ago. So for that case, it will be difficult, in my opinion, for them to extend that ban, the travel suspension. So that is number one. So in my opinion, end of this December, they have to make a decision whether we are extending or not extending. And I've been saying even in another video that they are going to stop this one. So, and why this is very, very critical decision is critical decision because of the two areas. Number one, it will affect or it will determine whether the KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, to be in a position to start sending second notification letters to winners of the DV lottery so that they can go and process their visas. Because that's what we're expecting. Usually we expected it to see the interview in January, but the January will not be possible because up to now the people haven't been receiving these letters. And once you receive the second notification letter, you have at least 6 weeks, because some people, they're in other countries, they have to go back to their home countries. There are some people you have to do the medical, so you have at least 6 to 8 weeks to prepare to go to the interview. So up to now, if they haven't given anybody the second notification, that means you cannot have the interview by January. So, and for them, they have to wait for the official decision from the administration whether this one will be extended or not. So once they get that notification, then they can start giving that one. So that is, for me, I see they are going to do that. And President Trump will not take a risk of not extending this one. Why am I saying that way? Because the new administration, when it comes in, obviously they are going to remove or to end so many decisions which the prior administration has done. And so if you leave it like that way, it will be one among the scorecard of the new administration of Biden and Kamala. They will say, oh, we have ended the suspension for people to come here in America. So better you take it, even if economy, whatever you think that is not, you will take out the decision, like let it go, so that the new administration could not have the opportunity to put a mark that they have done something. And on this particular area, I'm going to play one audio. And this audio was was released. It is in the media. So it's not something I got myself. No, it is in the media that they were in the meeting and there was a leaked audio about that meeting. So now it's public information. So and for me, I'm not concerned about the entire thing. I'm concerned about how the new administration will be using the executive orders. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. There's some things that is the President-elect Biden. I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates, when you'd have some of the people you were supporting said, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Executive order. In the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution. There is a Constitution. It's our only hope. Our only hope. And the way to deal with it is where I have executive authority, I will use it to undo every single damn thing this guy has done by executive authority. Okay, so that is the point I want to bring it to you. It is expected, but he said himself that he's going to use executive order as long as it is within the constitutional authority. But the executive order, it is easier to end any executive order. It is not it's not necessary to be constitutional. You can go and end any executive order. So when he comes in, already Biden said he's going to end the executive orders from all the executive order from the previous president. What does that mean? So obviously, number one, the suspension, we are talking about people to come. If the current administration, President Trump, doesn't remove by the end of December, that means that will be the first thing Joe Biden is going to do. So no matter what, it's going to end in December or will be ending in January after Biden gets into the office. So that's number one. Secondly, it comes to the travel ban. Obviously, the current administration will not go to end the travel ban. By the travel ban, I'm referring to 13 countries only. I'm talking about Somalia, I'm talking about Sudan, Tanzania, Nigeria, all those other countries, they were in the travel ban. So whether it is the travel ban specifically on the green card lottery or the travel ban on so many angles, other types of visas, but I'm talking overall the travel ban, not the suspension of just everybody to come to America. I'm talking the specific 13 countries on the travel ban. This one, obviously, the Trump administration will not go to remove it, but that's I said, yes, because there are certain parts of that travel ban will be associated with the security or other reason. I do not know much about that, but what I predicted, it will be at least half of the countries on the travel ban will be removed from the travel ban. And remember, Democrats, obviously, they are all opposing the travel ban because that's why they term it is Muslim ban. It's just against Muslim people. I don't know whether it's true or not. That is none of my area to give so much discussion because there are other administration, they did the travel ban, but it was not called the Muslim ban, and the same countries, some or similar countries were in the ban, but I don't know. But whatever the case, because the Democrat is against the travel ban, so for that case, no matter what, they will be removed the travel ban. So that is something else for those winners of the DV lottery from the travel ban or other types of visas they were supposed to come under, and then the travel ban, they will be able to come this 2021. So that is something else. Yeah, so those are the few things I want you to understand while we are waiting for the end of the year and the beginning of the year. But no matter what, this is really tell people, yes, we are ending the year. Don't, even if you have won the DV lottery, even if you go to the university, even if you go to scholarship, don't start thinking that you are coming to America. And this has nothing to do which type of administration is in power. When you go to the visa interview, number one job of the consular officer is to assume that you are coming to the United States, and this is written by the law. You are coming to the United States and you want to stay here on a permanent basis. So show or prove to the consular officer that your intention, if you are applying for non-immigrant visas, is coming on the temporary basis and go back to your home country. That is the overall purpose. But if you are coming here on the green card lottery, obviously they cannot ask, are you coming back to your home country, because you are coming on the permanent basis under the permanent green card or permanent residency status. So that is something I wanted to make sure that you understand, those kind of areas. So those are the few updates before the end of the year and coming to the year up. So for the DV lottery winners, hopefully the interview will start in February, because if everything ends in this December, that means the second notification will be given on January. That means mid of February, if we count 6 weeks, or if they give 4 weeks, beginning of February will be the start of the visas interviews. And I talked about the possible another lawsuit for the DV 2021, which will be underway. So all those kind of things are very, very good. So 2021, I believe it will be a very good year for you and for everyone. I wish you all the best, everyone. Thank you so much. And this is EBM, Ernest Boniface Makulilo. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share these videos to others, and click the notification bell so that you can get notification once I post these videos. Thank you and goodbye.